Hi, everyone, and welcome. It's Andrea, your fairy godmother. Today, we're actually going to talk a little bit about because I was supposed to have a guest today. I guess it didn't quite work out. But that's okay. I have you, which is awesome. We're going to talk actually today I'm drawn to talking about what unconditional love actually looks like. The most important thing really is that you need to know thyself. Know thyself. Know what values you carry. Know what integrity, what's important to you. When you actually carry that, and of course, you carry the higher faculties, which are things like peace, ease, let's see, infinite potential, um, compassion, compassion for yourself, compassion for your partner. Then it's just support. It's support. Some people, and I don't agree with this, some people might think otherwise, but I don't think you compromise anything. I think you just give. You just give unconditionally. Because if two people come together and they give unconditionally, well then, hey, can you imagine having a relationship of that capacity? Does it mean that there's going to be disagreements? Of course, there's going to be disagreements. But you know what? When you honor the other person because you actually honor yourself, then it becomes easier and there's no conflict. You can agree to disagree. How many times did that happen? Well, it should happen all the time because we are two unique individuals. If we were the same, well, then we wouldn't be our authentic self, would we? What unconditional love actually looks like is they try to tell you how they want you to be. Oh, that's such a bad idea. But really, unconditional love starts with you. So, you know what I want you to think about? What do you like? What gives you pleasure? What kind of love language do you need? Really important. I'm sure you've read the book, Five Languages of Love. There are always like a blend of everything. But when you're on like getting to know each other, find out what the other person wants. Really super important. Know that you cannot and you will not and you never can change the other person. That is not what's going to happen. That's a dictatorship. That's kind of strong, but that's kind of what you're doing is saying, I am going to change the other person for me. Well, that's chaos from the beginning. If you say, I want children, but my partner doesn't, don't do it. Why are you trying to make something? It's like fire and water. It's going to repel. So you're starting off without actually knowing thyself and what they want. If somebody says, I want children, the other person says, I don't, say, okay, done. We're finished. If the other person says, well, I haven't met the right person that I want to have children with, well, that's a different story. Or your relationship with wealth. Some people their relationship with wealth is very, very different. I know that for my monster, his relationship with wealth was very, very different. It was control. It's mine. There's not a lot of leeway, even though he chose to get married and he chose to have children. If you wanted about him and his mother, he should have never gotten married and never had children. Because as soon as you get married and have children, there's things that happen. There is. So when you understand the foundation of what unconditional love looks like to you, and the other thing is keep on filling your cup. It doesn't come from an ego. It doesn't say, I need this purse, unless you think that that materialistic thing gives you, well, a desire. That's a totally different thing. But it's such a different state of being. It is. It's a state of being. And that's where really know thyself. When you know thyself, you know what you're worthy and deserving of, what you are bringing to the table. Can you imagine if two cups were full? It kind of reminds me of that cup back there. Is the cup full or is the cup empty? If the cup is empty and you feel like you're going to fill the cup, that's not your responsibility. You can help them, but it's not your responsibility. It's funny, there was a gentleman who reached out to me randomly, and I asked him what it is that he's looking for. And he goes, I'm here to make you happy. I'm sorry. I kind of went, not anybody that I know. It was one of those random, probably on some ridiculous dating site that was trying to, who knows what their intention was. But when this individual said that to me, I said, no, it's not. You're not responsible for my happiness. I'm responsible for my happiness, not you. And I must admit, they're actually kind of entertaining. They make me laugh a little tiny bit because I'm like, wow. So again, know thyself. Really know thyself. When you meet the right partner, and sometimes it's a matter of being patient, sometimes we're growing through something, and that's also good because we get to know who we are. And that's also really important. We have people that come into our lives and we're like, okay, this sounds so exciting, so promising. So many check marks, like, wow, this is so exciting. Excuse me. And then something kind of happens along the way. So it's like your life lesson and their life lesson, and look at it as a lesson. That is the power that you actually carry within yourself. Know the lesson from that period of time. I think that's pretty much it. So actually, yeah, I have a little bit of homework for you. Write down the things that you really truly love, that embrace who you are. And actually, when you do that, if you're still in that waiting mode for him or her to show up, just imagine how that would feel to have that person next to you, to have breakfast with that person, to make space for that individual to show up. And like magic, and I firmly believe in divine timing, when you're ready, they will appear. They will. That is my show today. It's rather short. I'm really hoping that I will have a guest for next week. Thank you so much for your time. It's Andrea. This is my show, Be Heard, your fairy godmother. Bye, beautifuls.